All right, throwing down Tuesday, July 18th, presented by Sport Clips. In life, 2 is always better. A double play is always more exciting than a routine ground ball. An encore is always better than the band leaving early. And at Sport Clips Haircuts, you can now get twice the relaxation during the Ultimate MVP Relax and Repeat event. For a limited time, the Ultimate MVP haircut experience costs the same as the MVP. That means that for the month of July, you will get double the massaging hair time, oh that's great, and sudsy satisfaction, and double the hot steam towel, the best part of any haircut. Or you can cool it down and try the Chill Towel, a refreshing, heat-beating alternative available all month long. The Ultimate Relax and Repeat event is everything you love about the MVP, just more of it. So double your relaxation, all for the price of having it once. Sport Clips, it's a game changer at participating locations. Offer ends July 31st, 2023. All right, let's start off. We got 3 Giant fans on the panel. Saquon Barkley does not reach a multi-year deal with the Giants ahead of the deadline, so he's going to play on the franchise tag. Well, I guess he'll decide if he wants to play on the franchise tag for $10.1 million. Deadline was 4 p.m. yesterday. He's not expected to report the training camp. It's kind of led, though, to a whole, our running back revolt, I feel like, across Twitter. Matt Miller, who's some football media guy, was tweeting, here's what you do with a running back. You draft one, you franchise tag them once if they're good, you draft a new running back. That was getting quote retweeted like Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. I saw maybe Josh Jacobs or Austin Eckler getting in the mix. So, I mean, it's kind of been, I feel like, a trend for the past few years of running backs don't matter, or, you can just find running backs deeper in the draft, 4th round, 5th round, undrafted. But it is, I do think it's kind of crazy to act like running backs don't matter at all and to just treat them like they're complete garbage. So but if you're a team, you also got to operate what's best for you. I don't know. I see both sides here.
No, they matter. And Saquon was the heartbeat of the team last year. We talked on it on Pick Central, though. It's the last 5 Super Bowl champions haven't overpaid for running backs. If you look at the way the game's going, you do need a quarterback. You need an offensive line. You need guys who can catch the ball. So, by de facto, running back has become the 4th most important position. And you've watched guys like Pacheco run their way through. It's just crazy that the industry standard or the NFL in general, that everybody's agreeing with this, Yeah. Everybody kind of ruled out running backs.
Well, they've kind of just gone with this unanimous Moneyball approach almost to running backs.
Right.
Where it's their thought process is, even with someone like Saquon, for example, who I believe I would consider him an outlier at the position. He's the elite of the elite, like him, like the McCaffreys, even a Josh Jacobs, who's a similar situation. Derrick Henry, the elite of the elites. And even with them, like him and McCaffrey, they're legit receivers out of the backfield, everything. But
dude, it goes back to 2009.
But the mindset is, I think their thought process is why would I pay them $10+ million when I could probably get 80% of him for $1 million? I think that's where they go. I think that's where they kind of find themselves.
It is a smart
approach.
And
no teams have won Super Bowls, you said, that paid for running backs.
Yeah, we just pulled up that graph.
That graphic's crazy.
And now I talk about too, even with the market's gone thinner than ever, where a lot of these teams, the team has at least been willing to pay them something, but a few things. The guys that hold out, it's never worked out. Melvin Gordon didn't work out. Le'Veon Bell didn't really work out. And for the teams didn't work out. All these, the last few guys that have gotten big contracts, they never make it to the end of the contract because they never live up to it. Or they get hurt one year, they miss a season, and then you're paying a running back $15 million to not play.
Wait, go back to that graphic.
I think the position changed a little bit too. The ground and pound running back is not as valuable as a guy who can mix it up as a scat.
Percy Harvin was not the leading rusher for the Seahawks in 2020.
I think he was.
There's no chance.
They had that weird year where.
Maybe is that in the game?
I think he was
game.
I think he was it could have been maybe. Because they had Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, he had to make more than that.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, that year him for almost 1,250 yards.
All right, so then we already found the problem with it.
So we'll say there's one. There's basically been one. I'd say even look up can you look up his contract?
No, go to the stats up top.
No, just go to his contract. How much was he making in what year was that? 2000.
Spot Track.
Yeah, Sport Track. If you go to just Marshawn Lynch contract under Sport Track, what year was that?
2013.
13. And see how much he made in 2013.
Tuna? You smell tuna?
I don't smell tuna. I had tuna for lunch yesterday, but I doubt you're smelling that. I would hope. I don't think it's going to be on here. It would have to be sporttrack.com.
But yeah, it just and that, like they said, the last few years it's gotten even worse and worse. on Twitter yesterday, I feel because I love Saquon so much, I feel for him. Yesterday on Twitter, it was getting a little. We were acting like they were just getting slaughtered off.
Yeah.
Like people were acting like people were T's and P's running backs.
Yeah.
Like I think someone used the word it was a human rights violation to not pay them.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah, you can't completely eliminate running backs from the game, from your offense because you're still running 25, 35 times a game. And you need to establish a run to set up the pass.
Right.
But
also,
they're just treating them differently. You don't need a guy to grind it out.
Like if you just have a good offensive line, like the Eagles showed last year.
It's anybody.
You have a very good offensive line. Any good running back can run behind them.
Jack, I like you. This has been one of the all-time worst Google performances I've ever seen.
Go to career earnings.
This has been 5 minutes.
I guess I'm a Sport Track regular. Go to career earnings.
It's also just taking forever.
Yeah, it won't.
And then it gives a year-by-year breakdown of how much money he made every year.
Should we ask Frank about the internet?
Yeah, I mean, I think running backs matter. I think it's just they're easier to find. Alvin Kamara, I think was a 4th-round pick. There's so many running backs that just get drafted late.
Plus, we watch college religiously. You don't, right? At all, really?
He made $6 million that year, or $7 million.
Okay.
So they've basically been one remotely high-paid running back.
But that's if we didn't. That's making sure there's not a lot of errors.
He was the best player on their offense.
That's making sure that's the only error on there.
Yeah, I mean, if they have Percy, that must mean the Super Bowl.
It says Super Bowl's winning leading rusher.
Oh. Yeah, but
but I would say in most cases it's the right guy.
Right. I think that just means for the game, for the Super Bowl.
It did. That one for the game.
It should be for the season. But a better graphic for that is show me
remember that they won by so much that game.
Right.
Marshall sat the second half.
Show me the leader. Show me the leader of the seasons is what I want to see for that graphic.
But I think most of them were correct, besides one or two.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, in college, there's guys all over the place that can work.
Alabama every year has 4 running backs.
I'm not even talking. I'm talking about the guys at Memphis that come out of the woodwork. Toledo, there's guys all over the place that are electric. SMU will have a guy who you can talk yourself into.
I'm saying think about the
college is a plethora of talented guys.
Melvin Gordon situation, he holds out, doesn't work. They just they have Austin Eckler undrafted.
Right.
He's a better player than Melvin Gordon. This offseason I talk about Austin Eckler. He signed I think a year or 2 years ago, he signed a 6-year, $24 million deal. It's a solid contract, but not big. He's had 20 touchdowns the last few years. He's all right, I want a new contract, I want to get traded. They said, all right, if you can find someone that will pay you, we'll trade you. Crickets. No one, and the guy had 20 touchdowns last year. Dynamic running back receiver. Everyone's like, no thanks. There's just no market.
Saquon is an interesting case because he is, like you said, an outlier, and he also is so important to the Giants' offense.
The leader.
Giants are not exactly filled with playmakers. What would I like Saquon. I'm not dying to give him a massive contract.
They said they were so close to getting it done. They said they were within $2 million guaranteed money.
Well, then that feels like they should just.
I guess they both had budged, and then there was a point where I think they said they were $2 million away yearly salary and $2 million away guaranteed.
He had 3 good seasons.
Yeah.
You thought it was only 2.
I said the 1 year he missed a lot of that second year he missed a lot of time.
Well, 2020 was also fucking bullshit fucking year anyway.
No, I mean the 2.5 years when he's basically 3 he's been healthy, they've been very good. It's just tough because now listen, he's gonna Giants fans, I don't think we have to freak out for Giants. He's gonna play. Sitting out has shown to never work out.
No, ruined Le'Veon Bell's career.
He ruined his career, ruined Melvin's career. He never was the same after. And even Le'Veon got paid after still, but he got paid way less than the Steelers initially offered. He went to the Jets, and he was out of the league in 2 years.
Plus, it's a lose-lose scenario because when he holds out, the Giants could then be like,
you're just getting older. All you're doing is just getting older.
But let's say he does come in and he's not performing as well, or it looks like he lost the step. They could use anything to be like, well, if he came to camp, it would have helped out.
Yeah, there's less of a reason to give him a big contract if there's less film of him doing great.
That too. Yeah.
Well, it's just a damn if you don't, because they're going to say he's older, but also if he plays under the tag this year, which I think he will eventually, kills it, they're going to be like, all right, well, there's another year treading your tires.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Veteran running backs this offseason. Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones took a pay cut. Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette all got cut. Tagged but no deal, Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard. Wanted a new deal and asked for a trade. Austin Eckler has been a free agent all offseason. Kareem Hunt. Where's Zeke now?
He's not on a team right now.
He's still not on a team?
They're saying he might go back to the Cowboys for very small money.
He's better
Tony
off.
Pollard has got to want that guy out of his life so bad.
Zeke is better off.
I don't think he's even worried about Zeke. He's just so clearly
true.
the guy.
I think
Zeke would just be a goal line, number 2, physical back.
I think Zeke is better off praying somebody gets hurt, not that you would, in 4 games into the season.
Yeah.
And then being like, all right, I'll talk myself into him.
Yeah, it's weird. Running back position right now. I don't know if it's
Like,
just a
not
trend
signing.
right now that'll end, but
Yeah.
I think it's only going to get stronger.
well,
to
then
be
also
honest.
like, are you gonna have?
Well, do you think
kids-
football is ever going to come back the other way? That ground
No.
and pound comes back?
No.
No, I
Never?
mean,
Well, you say that was a blanket statement saying ground and pound. Like ground and pound, like teams can win with the run game, but I don't think there's ever going to be a point where we're just paying running backs like big money again.
well, you gotta think, was that gonna lead
What?
to like?
Falcons' offense is kind of ground and pound, and they
I mean, they suck.
yeah, but they cover pretty well.
No, you know, you can win.
Cover like the spread.
They did cover.
Oh,
spread,
dude,
guys.
they.
Yeah, I know,
talked
but I mean,
myself
that's
in-
They didn't
not.
cover spread.
I
It's
talked
not
myself,
building teams
Tommy.
to
I
cover
talked
the
myself into
spread.
them winning that division last year. The Bucks were so bad. Part of it was to spite Che, but they were in so many.
I mean, they
close
did.
games.
What Tyler Aguilar, whatever his name is,
Algier
rushed for 1,000 yards. With
And they drafted
he
Bijan.
sucks. Yeah.
Didn't they have Cordarrelle Patterson too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hurt. But yeah, you gotta wonder like if kids playing football growing up are gonna stop.
Go look at the
playing
one
running
possession.
back.
Pull it
They're
up.
the most athletic kids.
I'll
Make
speak
that
on it
bigger.
when-
How many
when I-
one-possession games they
When I,
lose?
when I, why are we talking about the Falcons?
Because I love them. He brought them up.
He did bring it up, but now we're making this like a thing. The Falcons are relevant. Well, I was saying being a kid, I remember being like 10 years old and they asked like if you could play any position what you want to play.
Running back.
95% of the kids say running back. Now
Ellie in the longest yard, the coolest
yes,
character.
of course. Now everyone would say quarterback in 2023.
Yeah. Even I feel like now you'd get more wide receivers.
100%. You say quarterback or receiver.
Yeah.
Maybe like a pass rusher if you're like a real like guy, football guy.
Staying on the NFL, NFL owners will officially approve the Commander sale to Josh Harris on Thursday. The league reaches an agreement with Daniel Snyder to resolve all remaining legal issues. Josh Harris is spending nearly $7 billion. So what do we think this like saves? I mean, everyone said this was going to save the Mets. Steve Cohen, a new owner, was going to save the Mets. That hasn't really worked out. Do we think a new owner is just going to automatically save the Commanders?
It's been a year.
It's been a couple, three years now.
I think it's
Take's looking over.
I think it's a little different situation. Football, like they were so, as much of a dumpster fire as the Mets are, and how much pathetic losers they are, they weren't. I don't think they had quite as bad what was going on in like the Washington, where I mean the guy that ran the team was like sexually assaulting people.
Yeah, I mean,
it
like
was-
all this guy
it
has
was-
to
it
do
was
is like
chaos.
not be a psychopath.
It was
and he's
chaos.
already
But
got
if
approval ratings up.
we're keeping it to just performance, baseball is the one sport where having a new owner should actually make a big difference
Yeah.
because there is no salary cap and he could spend hundreds of millions more dollars. The Commanders are,
So it's
they're
a tough.
dysfunctional, but it's not like
Yeah.
they're spent investing more money.
Well, it's a tough thing for me.
But they've been incompetent from the top down.
yeah,
Right.
fair.
Like they've drafted poorly. They made like just poor decisions in general.
And a bad name.
And a new owner can change a lot. Like if you, all it takes is hiring like that one right football guy at the top, the president,
Yeah.
whoever, and that can change so much for your team.
The interesting thing to me about being an owner is it's kind of weird because you want to be in control, but I think the more important thing is just surrounding yourselves with
Smart people.
and then trusting it and like waving at the parade,
No,
Right.
The smartest owner knows like he's not a football guy.
Right, he's an investor.
Like you've built your wealth off not football. Let like the guys who built their career off football do football.
And you look at
I
the
think
owners in
that's what's
sports
fun-
who are too involved. Like I think
Jerry
Cuban's a
Jones.
little too involved. Jerry Jones, I think
Jones.
Dolan's definitely too involved.
Cuban has won
No,
Cuban won one.
Cuban, I think is a bad example personally. I don't think he's like too involved. He just is like famous, kind of.
Yeah, I don't think he's like.
Like,
I
I
mean,
don't
unless
think-
I'm wrong. I don't think he's.
I don't
making
think he's
a ton
like
of
telling the
decisions.
teams like what
Yeah.
to do, what not to do.
Okay.
Whereas
Jerry
like,
Jones
Jerry,
definitely
Jerry
is.
Jones is like I think the like spirit, like the face of.
I think Dolan's pretty involved.
Dolan's the worst.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
I feel like not as much
Like
anymore.
Jerry Jones is like literally in his ears like pick Johnny.
yeah,
Manziel.
yeah, exactly.
And they have to literally be like, Dad, like shut up.
Right.
Shut
Yeah.
Next up, we got.
But
former,
there is nothing better than being an owner. I feel like and walking into an arena. Like
You own
everyone
the-
is.
you own the stadium.
Yeah, like and
most cases.
you hope that they're not pricks, but like, I do know for a fact the Garden, like you have to. Well, I guess it's security. People opening the elevators, they have to just worship Dolan. Like you
Oh,
have
yeah.
to do like so to get that
You're
treatment.
the closest you can be to like
in
a
an
king.
arena is just amazing. Like you have a security guy like at a thing where it says authorized personnel, and he opens the door for you. Walk past it. Like you truthfully are the king in a stadium. You get to do whatever the fuck you want.
Next up, we got former offensive tackle Russell Okung. I always forget how to say it. Has just dropped from 320 pounds to 170. Jesus Christ.
I feel like this happens all the time.
He says he did it through long-term water-only fasting. Says it's the best and hardest thing he's ever done. recently dropped 50 pounds in 40 days for the second time by going 40 straight days with no food and only water. I thought that wasn't a thing you could do. I always thought it was a thing you go like 3 days without water.
I thought it was 3 weeks no food.
Yeah, that's what I
would
was.
Some like survival thing.
Yeah,
like
three days no
field
water,
trip.
3 weeks no food, 3 months no shelter, some shit like that.
See, I'm in no position to say something would be unhealthy for somebody, especially losing weight. But if I were, I think Okung's got to be like 6'4", 170 almost. He almost looks like. Listen, I'm probably better to be that than myself. Let's be honest.
I feel like a lot of
BMI,
these
though,
guys.
it's probably unhealthy skinny.
Like that's what I'm saying, like 6'4", like 170, especially
6'5",
especially when you had a frame that like healthily helped. Like I'm sure when he was 300 pounds, he was still in good shape.
Yeah.
NFL offensive lineman.
I feel like a lot of these guys lose weight though, especially linemen.
They either get
big
skinny,
fat
they either
slobs
they
and
get
then
skinny or they get really fat.
yeah.
People,
No, I think they get a lot skinnier.
Fasting.
A lot of them get. You'd be surprised. Some of them put on some pounds.
People love fasting. I don't know. I don't see the appeal. I feel like you need food. I feel like food's important.
I guess when I was doing better with it, like there's like intermittent fasting. I think.
Right, that's different. But like just straight up not eating for
drinking
weeks.
only water for 40 days.
How do you not die?
Because think if he lost 50 pounds again, so he was 220. So even 6'5", 220, it sounds like you're in very good shape.
Yeah.
So then he lost another 50 pounds in 40 days when he already.
That seems unnecessary.
Think of it like
the picture one. He already was thin.
Use an
Brandon.
example, like 6'5", Brandon.
Like, look, he looks like in good. Like the day one,
340.
he looks in phenomenal shape there.
Yeah, he does.
Day one.
He looks in better shape in day 1 than day 40.
That's what I'm saying. Like he looks like in day 40, looks like he's like cutting weight for a fight.
Yeah, he kind of looks like 50 Cent in that movie that never came out.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, he had like cut weight.
Where the fuck did that movie?
He looks like Dallas Buyers Club McConaughey
Yeah.
in day 40.
Next up, I mean, this feels like we don't need to make this a whole topic, I guess, but the Yankees lost to the Angels.
The Yankees are
in extras
pathetic.
After Ohtani bat flip home run in the 7th, Boone chose not to intentionally walk Ohtani.
Thought he should have walked him.
He
I
did
should-
walk him in the 5th inning. I think it's the wrong move, but I think he's made a lot dumber moves. I don't think this was
if it was the
the
ninth
most insane egregious.
I agree.
If it was the 9th inning, I think he should have walked him. Because my thing is this: in every other sport, it feels like people are willing to gamble. In baseball, for some reason, no one's willing to gamble. You know,
What do you mean?
take a chance. I should say that just that Ohtani can't beat you. Put the tying run on base, and then you only need 1 out from a guy who's clearly not as good as Ohtani.
Well, yeah, nobody.
You know, I don't know. I feel like NFL they go for 2. Basketball they're willing to foul or take a chance and do this. Baseball I feel like it's like you have to follow these rules and no one deviates from them.
But when it, like I said, like I think I said before, this wasn't a spot where I think there was like 100% like do this or do that thing. But I guess I would kind of play devil's advocate. I would argue pitching to him would probably be the biggest gamble now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a stupid gamble.
But then you could say anything is a stupid
I guess
gamble,
I guess
theory.
you're spinning it that way. The other thing I took out of this was that this is the first time I've seen any kind of like emotion or flair of anything from Ohtani.
Yeah, I'd never seen
He's a
bat
fucking
flip
robot.
like that.
Yeah, he's a fucking robot.
Future Yankee, Shohei Ohtani. Maybe might be bat flipping for the Yankees in a couple of weeks. I don't know. The Yankees are so pathetic. I don't
They're
even
the worst.
Next up, we got murderer Alex Murdaugh. His bizarre topless prison selfies have leaked. He's the former lawyer who was found guilty of killing his wife and son, now doing life in prison.
That was a crazy
That's
doc.
good. Apparently he has access to a smart tablet in prison, has been sending someone shirtless selfies. The selfies have leaked, and they're kind of hilarious. That's per John Rich.
This man's in jail for double murder. Are they giving him a fucking iPad?
You didn't watch the documentary?
No, I haven't.
First off, it's
These
crazy
are-
that his last name is
He's got
basically
headphones,
murder.
too.
His last name is basically murder, which makes
He
sense.
looks like he's in like a white collar prison for like double murder.
Yeah, all-time scumbag. The documentary was crazy, but yeah, I don't. The other thing is like, who's
He's like sexting.
who's turned on
This man
by
is
these?
sexting. I mean, I think it'd be funny to get shirtless selfies.
Like, I don't care who they are. Like, I don't know. I guess it's crazy. to
Mid-yawn?
ask a
Why
girl,
are
but,
you
like,
sending a mid-yawn? I mean, here's the thing, though. This
Like,
is a guy who murdered his family, so we can't try to
Yeah,
justify
that like you can't,
like
no
his
matter what
behavior
you
and try
can't
to
like
make
anyone
sense.
with a like I don't know who do people like Harry Styles?
I would
Who do you
almost
like
make
Harry
the
Styles.
argument-
If Harry Styles sent you a text from prison, wouldn't you kind of be like, it's cool to get text from Harry Styles, but I mean, he isn't there for a reason? Yeah, exactly. Like no matter. So this guy's a regular fucking nobody. Who is he possibly sending these to that he thinks is a good thing
This
or is
might
getting
be
turned
even
on?
weirder than killing his family. These
Definitely,
selfies.
without a doubt.
Yeah, like
And who the fuck is answering these things? Is he just sending these into the void
I
and
just
hoping
be
he gets
sending
one
him into
back?
the ether. Yeah. But there's a lot of girls out there who are into this true crime shit who might be like, ooh, that's
Yeah,
a
I
murderer.
guess.
It's getting sexualized.
The Dahmer girls, he always had.
Yeah, Charles Manson had his fangirls.
Crazy.
Yeah, the guy Richard Ramirez, one of my favorites. The what?
Ooh, is it murder?
What did he do?
It's a serial, they've done a Netflix thing on it.
Oh, okay.
It was like the Night Stalker, really good one.
All right.
The guy's wild, but he had like he was like out there just killing people like willy nilly, like no rhyme or reason to it at all.
Richard Ramirez. And now I'd like to know,
And
like,
he had like
now the prison
And he's
knows
one of your
about this.
favorite?
They got to take the phone.
that was my favorite like crime documentary I've watched in recent memory.
There was
and he had
one-
like girls like he was in jail like putting like the whatever like the bat whatever the what's the not the the Nazi thing but like some other like the
Swastika?
satanic shit whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He was like putting that everywhere and had girls like sending him like their panties and shit. When he was in jail, it was
Bro, there
nuts.
was one on Netflix. It was
Nuts.
only on for a short period of time, and it was a long time ago, probably 10 years, and I never found it again. I think it's called Imposter. This guy's a famous imposter, and like without giving anything away, if you do want to watch it, he ends up in a family or he uses an identity, and there's a fucking twist that's somebody from their family went missing.
Is this
And
it?
it's a fucking, no, it's not this. It's one guy. It might not, maybe I'm messing up the name. It's fucking wild.
Wait,
it's
it's fake or no?
No, it's real.
Oh, it's real?
It's a real documentary. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. What does that say?
I think this is it. The Imposter?
The Imposter? That seems
Yeah,
weird.
what year did that come out? I don't know. I'll figure it out and look it up. But basically, like, a
2012.
family loses a relative, and then this guy says he's them. But they kind of, there's rumors they killed the thing. It's like they killed you, and then I say I'm Tommy Scabelli, and I come back to your family, and I'm pretending to be
Me.
Tommy Scabelli. It's a wild
So they
fucking
tricked him into
twist.
thinking he was their son.
Yes, yeah. This one. What's it called? The Imposter, 2012. Yeah,
So it's a
French
true
con
story.
artist who tricked authorities,
Into thinking he was their son.
right, who had gone
Fake
missing 3
tattoos
years
as
prior.
missing boy.
So now this family is basically saying like, oh yeah, our son went missing, and oh, it's so good to have you back, Tommy. And
Meanwhile,
other
they
and
killed
other
him.
people like, yo, like, you killed him, and you're
Right.
using this as a cover-up. It's crazy. It's a little bit like, did you watch Boardwalk Empire?
I've seen the first like season and a half.
How she
I'm actually watching it right now, kind of.
how she justify like when she kidnaps the. Oh, you're watching it now?
Yeah.
All right, maybe I don't want to give it away.
All right, we'll go to the next topic then. Dolphins attack 4 humans swimming in the Sea of Japan. 4 swimmers were injured by dolphins. I don't know why it's just funny that says humans in the headline. Like 4 swimming, 4 people would have worked. But 4 swimmers were injured by dolphins in the Sea of Japan. 3 separate incidents over the course of a day. One man in his 60s, broken ribs. Huge rise of stories of whales and dolphins attacking humans in boats this year. For the longest time, we've been told they rarely attack, but apparently that's changing now. Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing those videos of whales, they're like teaching
Well, no,
themselves how to attack boats.
The 2 big documentaries. The Cove is about the whales. Oh, I'm sorry. The Cove is about the dolphins, and Blackfish about the whales. Pretty positive. And both scenarios, both documentaries, they say that there's never been a whale attack other than like SeaWorld. They also say dolphins don't attack
Oh,
people.
it's attacking right here.
I know,
this
yeah.
Is also awfully.
Oh,
Like, this seems
shit.
very close to like shore.
He just snagged that motherfucker underwater.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but this is few and far between. Like,
I mean,
I do agree with like whale.
4 in
You don't.
one day.
I don't know. Yeah.
Apparently, they're just sick of our shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Both those documentaries are crazy. The Cove and Blackfish.
They've had enough of us just putting them in cages
Oh,
in
this one
SeaWorld
was
and
this one was kind of funny to me. Yeah.
That's just good, clean fun.
yeah. If any whales are watching, please don't hurt
Yeah.
me.
And then anything after show? John Rich has that Jersey Jerry missed the rundown because he has COVID. There's no way Jersey Jerry like took a COVID test.
He sent
Right?
a
No
COVID
shit.
test to
What?
He sent a COVID test to John and sent it to me, and it was
Really?
positive. Yeah. But who
Oh.
takes a COVID test anymore?
Yeah, that's
Suckers.
I tell you what, I would not have expected Jersey Jerry to be on the list. All right, get well soon, Jersey Jerry.
Yeah. No comment.
Why? What would you comment?
No, I don't know. Just a guy. I don't know.
Suckers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think I would. If I was sick, I don't even think I would take a COVID test at this point.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? I
Whatever.
would just think I'm like sick. I guess.
I don't know. You're gonna take a test. Yeah. At night, put your money under your pillow for your tooth fairy too, maybe.
You guys got anything else after show?
No, I think that
That's it.
wraps it up.
All right.